Thank you. Good morning. My name is Catherine Allen Halverson. I am a staff attorney at the ACLU of Minnesota, and I use she, her pronouns. As Depinder said, this morning, the ACLU of Minnesota, the ACLU, our pro bono co-counsel Green Espel, Covington and Burling, and the Robbins Kaplan firm filed a lawsuit in the Federal District Court of Minnesota on behalf of 3 Minnesotans and those similarly situated who were unlawfully stopped and detained by federal agents working for the Department of Homeland Security. In the complaint, we detail disturbing facts regarding the ongoing assault against the rights of people in Minnesota who federal agents perceive to be Somali or Latino. Our client, Mubashir Hussein, a U.S. citizen, walked outside on his lunch break in December and was violently stopped, pinned down in a headlock, arrested, driven around, and held at the Whipple building by masked ICE agents who refused to look at his U.S. passport card until they had him in detention. Mr. Hussein sees and hears federal agents in his neighborhood every day. And just last week, while bravely recording them in his neighborhood from a public sidewalk, he was pepper sprayed directly in the face by federal agents driving by. Also in December, our client, Mohammed Adrous, a U.S. citizen, worked an overnight shift as a personal care assistant. He met his mother outside, and they started shoveling out his car because it had snowed overnight. Masked federal agents surrounded them and detained them for a lengthy period, separating them from each other and questioning their valid identification. In January, our client, Javier Doe, a U.S. citizen, was at work when Customs and Border Control agents harassed, violently tackled, handcuffed, with great force arrested him, and then they drove him around in their car, finally leaving him in a Walmart parking lot, sobbing on the ground after looking at his passport in the car. The complaint details the experiences of many more brave Minnesotans who have spoken up, even as the administration's rhetoric and the extreme and excessive force and lawlessness of their agents has escalated. ICE, CBP, and other federal agents are violating the most basic limits our Constitution places on law enforcement. When acting without a warrant, they must have reasonable suspicion before stopping someone, and they must have probable cause before detaining or arresting them. They are also violating these most basic limits that were placed by Congress specifically on federal immigration enforcement agents conducting enforcement activity. ICE, CBP, and other federal agents are doing all this by targeting people for stops and arrests based on their perceived ethnicity as Somali or Latino. In fact, the Trump administration has been crystal clear about their intention to target Somali and Latino people. Specifically surrounding Operation Metro Surge, the president has repeatedly denigrated Somali people and said they should go back where they came from. He has repeatedly suggested that they are picking up Somali and Latino criminals, when in reality they are harassing, stopping, and detaining hard-working Minnesotans in their neighborhoods, outside their workplaces, their houses of worship, their schools, their community centers, and their homes. And because they are targeting Minnesotans based on their perceived ethnicity as Somali and Latino, agents are unlawfully using their enforcement authority against many more people of color and Native American people in Minnesota. The illegal enforcement activity is only increasing. We thus anticipate asking the Federal District Court for an emergency order to stop ICE, CBP, and other federal agents from continuing to violate Minnesotans' rights. In addition to that motion for a preliminary injunction, we will be filing a motion to certify a class of Minnesotans who are being stopped and arrested based on these unlawful policies. Look, thousands of masked federal agents with militarized gear and weapons are terrorizing our city and our state. People should not fear going to work, to school, to the grocery store, to the hospital, to their house of worship, or anywhere in our wonderful state. The only way to stop this is for people to stand up for their rights, and it is difficult to do because the administration's threats of unlawful detention and even removal are coming every day. Our clients are bravely coming forward and asking the court to do something about this as soon as possible. Thank you.